shortchanged me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was big time D2.
Well, Marpet. So there's that.
Yeah, just training, man. I train out on my performance in Arizona and just training, just trying to get stronger and trying to get better. And I feel like I'm coming along. So I feel good. Yeah.
And a year ago, we saw you have the injury and come back. I mean, you showed tremendous toughness. How difficult was that? And just, take us through how you were able to do it first and foremost.
You don't really think about it when you're out there. It's kind of Ali's described it to me, this feeling when you're playing. It's just the idea as an O-lineman that no one's coming to get you, right? So whatever you got to do to get the job done, you got to figure it out because no one's coming to get you. So you don't really think about it that much. You just kind of play.
Thanks.
Okay, next is Greg Allman.
Hey, Alex, just want to ask you from an awareness and a comfort level standpoint, how much different things are for you now. I mean, a year ago, you played a bit in the NFL, but to be a first-time starter and thrust into a starting role, just how much more comfortable, how much the game has slowed down for you entering this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's really I don't know if it slows down as much as you see things better, right? There's nothing that could really replicate playing in a game, so that's where you get the real experience. Obviously, practices you replicate it the best you can, but really playing in a game helps you build confidence a lot.
To have a guy next to you and Tristan who's newer at this than you are, how much does it help you? I'm sure he's asking you questions about things, and I'm sure it helps you when you're explaining to someone else to understand something better yourself. Does that make sense? Does that help you?
Yeah, it's always good to communicate. Anytime you're communicating, you're both going to be better, both going to understand it better. But he's a smart guy, though. He knows what he's doing. So yeah, I don't worry about him. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, thanks, Alex.
Okay, next is going to be Ed Encina.
Hey, Alex, kind of going on that. Obviously, the transition from college to the pros is a tough one, especially at the offensive line level. For a guy like Tristan, who doesn't have the benefit of, the OTAs, the preseason games, stuff like that. How have you kind of seen him growing in the past few weeks during training camp?
Yeah, I mean, he's really mature and he's smart and he's obviously very physically talented. So he's going to have a much smoother transition than I did for sure. He's a guy that's really ready to go, understands things well, and is obviously a good player. So he's going to be good, man. You could see it early.
Okay, next is going to be Mark Cook.
Hey, Alex. You guys up front, the five of you guys are going to be blocking for, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. What's the pressure level on that? I mean, this organization has pinned their hopes on bringing Brady in here to try and get a Super Bowl in the next couple of years. Do you feel an added responsibility or an added pressure? And if you do, how do you kind of temper that?
Yeah, I don't think it's higher pressure because you're always, I mean, no matter who's back there, you're protecting the best you can, you're playing the best you can, right? So it's not like that. I mean, definitely the expectations are a little different. So in terms of that, you just got to be ready to meet the expectations. But it's not like I'm trying to block harder because we got Tom Brady. You're always trying to do the best you can, and he's right with us in that.
And what's he been like, as far as integrating with the team? I mean, we've talked to a lot of guys, and they've all been complimentary of him, but he's, you guys are his shield, right? So he's got to take care of you guys, and you guys got to take care of him. What's that relationship been like for you guys as far as working with him as a quarterback?
Yeah, it's been great, man. He's great. He's always obviously prepared, and he's leading us, and he's just got a really great, confident presence that I think is pretty rare, and he's obviously a special guy. So,
thank you.
Okay, next we're going to go to John Ledyard.
Alex, we had Nacho on the other day, and he was praising you a lot. He was saying that you were greatly improved and maybe the most improved guy that he'd faced this year in training camp. What have battles with him been like? Because we've also heard from a lot of players that he's been the most improved maybe on the defensive side. So what have battles with him been like this training camp? Have they been different than in years past?
I don't know if it's been different. His energy has been unreal. He's having so much fun. He always brings energy. He's always talking. So it's just fun, really. It's just fun to compete against a guy that always, if he's doing good or bad, he's talking. If he makes a play or not, he thinks he made the play. He's always having fun. He's always high energy. So it's fun to have a guy like that.
Thanks.
All right, next we're going to go to Steve Isbitz.
Alex, as a guy from a really small school, what did you think when you saw the Bucs schedule of all these primetime games and a chance for your name to really get out there across America?
I mean, I didn't really think much about it. It's still football, right? It just maybe they changed the time we played, but in terms of us, we're doing the same thing. So I don't really overthink it like that.
Thanks.
Okay, that's all for today. Alex, thanks for taking the time.
Cool. Thanks, everybody.